Now, I think we are live. Welcome to Wellness Conversations, the Woo Woo series, and we are live on Spiritual Events Directory. Hello, ladies, we're back, and we've got, of course, I've brought into the space not one, not two, but three of but wait, there's more. Three of our fabulous collaborators and wellness, our future me. How do I do this? I never know which way.
We can all point at it too.
Our future me 2020.
I'm doing this that way.
That way.
Let's dance, baby. So we're coming in tonight. It's presented by our wellness community, sponsored by Spiritual Events Directory. Our Future Me 2020 is also sponsored by Spiritual Events Directory as well. So we're coming into the space to, ladies, tell you all about it. So welcome to Margie from Spirites, Nick from the Fearless, Nick the Fearless Messaging Coach, and Sondre, Feminine Power and Prosperity. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello.
What's the temperature today, ladies? Whew.
Oh, it's pretty hot in here.
I think it's like 30 here in Melbourne. 30 and hot.
It is, isn't it? We need that song, you know, it's getting hot in here. Not taking off our clothes.
Oh,
okay?
no.
So,
It's not that kind of show.
it's not that kind of show. So, ladies, welcome. We are all a part of Future Me 2020, which is happening next Sunday, the 16th of February, 2020. Can you believe it? It's 2020 and it's already, ladies, the clock just struck 12, didn't it, on New Year's Eve? And here we are.
Certainly feels that way.
Doesn't it? Unbelievable. So we're going to out there, ladies in Spiritual Events Directory land and gents, hopefully there's some gents out there as well. We're going to talk to you about Future Me 2020, the event, and we're also going to do some readings for you as well, because we just love to share, to guide, to support you. So, who wants to start? Who wants to start with what, Margie, what do you think Future Me 2020 is all about?
Well, Future Me 2020 is about women's empowerment, coming together, having a place, learning from different types of people. Yes. Us beautiful women that are all coming together, just have a unique craft and a different way of presenting that. And I think that's magic in itself. I know that since we even did our own programs and we've all hopped in with each other's programs, there's been a bit of work, even with ourselves. And I just think it's really important that, you know, when we get in together as a collective, energy just flows, things seem to sort of just drop, and you sort of find a way, or that right person or that right niche or a few people to sort of help you along, and also meeting other women that are coming also for the same thing. I think that's the beauty of it, the magic of it, you know. So it creates that domino effect. And we have that energy of just being able to be our true selves. And I'm not saying we're not our true selves outside of that, but we do our normal things of, you know, if we're mothers, sisters, work, everything that we do, just to be able to stop, pause and go, you know, finding that gold nugget and going,
absolutely.
Right,
when women gather, when women gather, magic happens, doesn't it, Sondre?
It certainly does. It certainly does. And magic is actually the closest word that we have to feminine. And, you know, we all we all collectively.
Did I just lose Sondre?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Oh, there you go. There you go. You're back.
Yay, I'm back.
We missed all those pearls of wisdom there.
Because she was talking about women and magic.
Magic and like, the feminine. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Isn't that interesting? That is so interesting.
The closest form we have to an actual feminine empowerment word, magic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So
I love that.
Together, it certainly happens.
Yeah, cool.
It sure does. And what about you, Nick? What do you think about Future Me 2020? What do you think the day's all about?
I really love the fact that whoever's coming, including me,
Yeah.
Going to learn from all these amazing women who are doing their thing, but it's also across the board. It's not just like about business, or it's not just about lifestyle. It's not about health. It's about actually every single aspect of our life.
Yes.
And of course, all of those things marry into each other. So, but I love the different perspectives that are coming in from our panel of 12 women.
Yeah.
12 women, Nick. I've been advertising a little bit more than that.
I stuffed you up there.
Hey, but you know, energy, there's always energy. We always
Exactly.
Like beings of light.
Exactly.
Throw it on
Interesting. And I guess, you know what, actually Margie having just said that just reminded me that that isn't off the mark, because at the final minute there, Deepa's coming in anyway to do some sound healing and meditation. So actually, in fact, there are 13 on board that will be sort of officially presenting that day. So to everybody out there in Spiritual Events Directory land, you know, Future Me is all about at the beginning of the year, you know, as Nick said, we want to make changes. We all want to make changes in different areas of life. And what happens usually is, you know, you're full of, good intent and gusto at the beginning of the year. And somewhere between January and December, you fall down horribly. And usually, look, in the past, just going on my own experience and my many observations, we tend to fall down by the time we get to February, really.
But it just come back, right?
Yeah.
After the new year, you're like, oh, I've just done this ritual. Clear. I'm so aligned. I'm so going to smash my goals. And then suddenly February, and it's like,
exactly.
Coming back.
Exactly. So what we thought, ladies, was, you know, there's so many of us doing all of these. We're all leading experts in a particular field. We thought we'd come together, and on that day we can help you, no matter what the area of life is that you want to make that change, or even if that change is from the inside out. We've got all sorts of collaborators on board to help you. And as Margie said, it's not even just about that. It's not just about the modalities and the tools and all the many ways in which we can help you grow better in body, mind, heart, and soul. It's also about the connecting, the supporting, the encouraging. It's all about the magic, because, you know, making your dreams come to fruition is not just something that you think about and feel about. Like, there's an energetic power to it all. And the more of us that gather energetically to support the power of each individual that wants to achieve whatever they want to achieve, it then becomes just, doesn't it, just amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Just amazing.
I this card last night for my group for you know, the Wealthy Goddess 2020.
Yes.
And the card is actually the wind card, which reflects, you know, that's our mind, that's our projection, that's everything we're thinking.
Yeah.
And this poor crow is in isolation, right? And so for power blocks for women, for all of us, you know, it's always linked to shame, lack, or isolation. And we get into isolation by thinking we're not worthy enough, by thinking we're not good enough. And so, you know, like we all do have different skills that we're bringing to this beautiful day for all of the women joining us. But really it is, you know, the biggest step is to step outside of your isolation, get into the connection, get into connection with other women, unwind patterns that cause the isolation in the first place, you know, which is generally speaking in connection with other women and other, you know, just walks of life. And so if we're in relationship with one another and we have a safe and beautiful space, which I believe, you know, our wellness community definitely is, then we get to unwind those patterns with real ease.
Beautiful put.
I really resonate with that, Sandra. Yeah. Like the connection that I have felt being part of our wellness community, and I know that's going to be like 10 times the amount we get to Future Me, the event. Yeah. It's just been able to let me really flourish as me, which is part of what I teach, which is hilarious. But it really, that dropping in and the opportunity to connect with other women who are just listening or want to just, who are so invested in themselves becoming a better version of themselves or stepping into their potential, it just provides you with a wave of motivation as well, and accountability and community to be able to hold that space for you to also do it for yourself. So I love that.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome, isn't it? Well, you know what,
Yeah.
we've got ladies watching, which is terrific. So who wants to start? What we're going to do for you out there in Spiritual Events Directory Land is, you know, we're going to talk Future Me 2020 as we go along in the session, but we're going to tell you about our individual programs that we are bringing to the big day, and then we're going to give you some readings, because we all read, we all teach, we all heal, we all speak, and we all do readings, but we have our own unique kind of flair with all of that. So who wants to go first?
Who's diving in? Eeny, meeny, miny,
I'll
moe.
dive in. I'll
Great.
dive in if you like.
Right. Well, let me get some feedback. Let's get some feedback going. Who's out there, ladies? Oh, okay. We're going to offer some little readings. So, Margie, let's start off with you telling us about your program. What's it called?
Well, it's called Spirit of the Earth Body Talk. So, body process. So, as a healer, I know bodies like to be touched. So I will be coming in and doing some body work in the retreat room, and doing also the program work of being able to learn how to body process and how to let go of all the stuff. We have emotions and we have feelings, and then we go to conclusions, and then we have agendas, and then we can't. Sometimes we get so confused with the trauma that we have that we don't know what has been dealt with and what hasn't been dealt with. And sometimes we deal with a certain amount of things, we go, that's done. But then sometimes the nervous system can hang on to so much that if it's not cleared, you're going to start looping through the same stuff over and over again.
The loop, yes.
So like what I love to do is I love to do clearings, and I love to be able to touch the body and do different techniques of processes to be able to change that DNA factor in that nervous system and what goes on in the brain, and then how the body then gets affected. Teaching you how to sort of communicate with your body, because your body doesn't judge you. It doesn't have a point of view the way that this ego does. So I'm coming in to sort of talk about all that type of stuff, do some get people to actually work with each other as well, learning how to different types of vibrations. Everyone's, we're all a collective and we have that energy. At the end of the day, though, we have different types of trauma or different types of stuff that just hang on. And it's about learning that, these hands and this body can actually heal self. So I'll be playing around with bodies on the day.
Beautiful in the purest possible sense of the word. And what I love about and what I love about you, Margie, you call yourself an alchemist healer, and that's because you bring into your healing so many different modalities. You are a kinesiologist, you are a forensic healer, you're also a Reiki master, and you've also got the Access Bars tools as well. So, and anything and everything and all the other things. And when you are healing, you've also got that natural psychic. So when you are healing, your spiritual team works very closely with you when you're just coming out with whatever has been said and felt. Wonderful.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
I have got some cards tonight. I've got some beautiful dream oracle cards that I will use if anyone wants to get a message.
Right, well, who wants a reading? We've got about 20 people watching us. Who wants a reading? They're saying hi. We've got Victoria. Hello from Lake Isabella in the United States. Hello to Victoria, Simone, Sandra, Leanne, Fiona. Who wants a reading, ladies? I need to hear you. Beautiful. Here we go. Lots of highs, but just need to get that. Who's coming on board? Who wants a reading? Hello, Deb. Deb's here. Florence is here. Oh, yes, please, says Florence. So, ladies, I want to tell you, I need a hell yes if you want a reading.
Hell yes.
A hell yes. I learned that from Nick. Hey, Nick, I love how you said that while Margie's doing that, that when you sort of, faced with a choice or a decision, for you, it is, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no.
Yeah, it's a hell no.
I love it. So, Florence, Margie's coming up with a reading for you.
Yes, we have I don't know if anyone can see that, the renewal and the rebirth.
Yes.
which is a beautiful card. So it's like the Phoenix is in there. So it's like there has been some kind of, or there is some kind of change happening within you, within your body, within your mind. There's a bit of confliction going on, is what is being shown. A lot of sort of heaviness around the shoulders as well. It's the best thing to do is examine what you're maybe discarding. Examine what you're thinking, oh no, I'm not going to worry about that. That's just not, it's not relevant. What's underneath that? Just ask the question, you know, to yourself, to your body. Okay, what is this confliction going backwards and forwards? Because it's like there's a newness coming about. It's like you want to drop all this old stuff that's been hanging around, this stuff that's just has weighed you down in the past, and you may feel it's behind you, but when there's a rebirth, there's a lot of stuff that comes up in front of you. So you can reassess those choices that you may have thought, they're not sitting right with me, because if it doesn't make your body light, change it. You can change it. You are entitled to change your mind. Do not allow others to conflict you. Don't feel guilty for saying no. Remember that as you're changing, stuff will come up. You'll start to feel really light, and there's a big change and rebirth happening. But it's like there's also this something that's just still holding you back, and they're not showing me what it is. I'm not getting exactly what it is, but I'm just reassess what needs to be renewed, reassess what needs to be actually dropped to begin a fresh start, so then that rebirth can occur, because there's a lot of excitement coming up in the next couple of months. But right now I just feel there's a bit of stagnancy. It's not going to stay forever. So be like that Phoenix, because it will, when there's a down, there's always a rise. So
yes, I love that. Yes.
Nice.
It's like the wheel in in the tarot, the Wheel of Fortune. What I love about that is, you know, well, the bad news is, you know, what goes up must come down, but the good news is what's down must go back up again. So, Margie, we might do you can do one more for Deborah Cowland.
Okay.
She said, "Hell yeah!"
Hey.
Woohoo!
Okay, so you got the card Awakening. So,
ooh, nice.
Very nice.
So, yeah, they're pretty cards. They're light and bright. That's what I like about them. So there's a part of you that's been asleep for a while, and whatever that is, that's passing, and there's a different change. There's an awakening, like coming within you. You're becoming more attuned to messages. You're becoming more attuned to your body. You're starting to actually listening to the signs. Now, I don't know if there's a new job change, or there's something coming up within a change of a job, or jobs around the house. There's something with the job. So I'm not going to sort of pick what it is and go, that's what it is exactly, but there's some kind of job in. Don't say no is what they're saying. Don't say no to this opportunity that's coming up. And whether it is that job as in rising and you work elsewhere, or you want to work for yourself, or something going on within the house, or there's changes of someone in a job, don't say no. Just keep going with that awakening, that conscious, those messages. You've asked for it anyway in the past, of some kind of change or some kind of newness happening. Just make sure you keep attuned to yourself. So that means checking in with your body, checking in, is this light for me? Because the new changes that are coming is going to bring you something that is so enlightening, and it's going to give you a change in a direction that you probably don't think what it is. Because when we're looking for something new, remember, it's always the opposite of what it appears to be. It's not going to come out the way you think it's going to look. It is going to just sort of come left field. Yeah. And you're going to sort of question, am I ready for this? They're saying you're ready for it because somewhere along the line you've asked for it. Yeah. So trust yourself.
Awesome.
Trust your abilities.
That's fantastic. So Sondra, let's flip over to you. Feminine Power and Prosperity, and at Future Me 2020, it's going to be all about the Wealthy Goddess 2020.
All about the Wealthy Goddess 2020.
Woohoo! Who doesn't want to be healthy?
It's got to be fantastic.
Healthy and wealthy.
Healthy and wealthy, you know, and where do we want it? How does that want to show up for us? What are we calling in, you know, for wealth to for wealth to have a home, we need to provide a home. We need to provide a container. We need to invite it in so that wealth gets to come to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what I teach in the Wealthy Goddess Code is for women who are in business in our particular field of business, self-development, transformation, the healers, coaches, light workers, whoever we are, to be able to understand what it means to really be able to sell what it is that we do, without all this icky attachment that some of us have, you know, like we're forever clearing what this funny resonance with money is, this funny resonance with putting ourselves out there, finding our visibility, you know,
bloody oath.
Yeah, choosing who we are, you know. And so the whole goddess thing is all about being able to do that, because a goddess for me knows her value.
Yes.
Really, I really want to help people explore is that we have so much value to offer. We have so much experience from our whole life's journey. And now we're at the point where we want to share it with others. And why wouldn't we? And that's what real wealth is. Being able to share what it is we know and what it is we love, and do it with fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And joy.
Yeah, love it. So ladies to gain access to on the day, aren't we, ladies? On the day, we've actually already had a fantastic month of offering all of these little snapshot views into what we do, how we do, and how well we do it. It's been absolutely awesome. So, you know, if you want more information about that as well, then just pop a little comment under this post, everybody out there in SED land, and we will, you know, give you the links to our individual programs, or actually bring you into the group, and then from there you can access all of these different programs. And then on the day we're going to be speaking about it, but we're also teaching about it. And in the retreat room, we're taking you through, you know, all sorts of fantastic, how do you say, ladies, activities, you know, exercises.
Really, choice, like a
playing.
Play.
We're playing.
We are playing.
In the most innocent way, like you, Michelle said.
With pure intent. And so, Sondre, I know that you run online circles. You have a fantastic program that's all about teaching us how to sell in that, you know, out there kind of way. But I know that you also, like Margie, it's all about the energy from the inside out. You run circles online in real life, I think, soon as well. And you also do a lot of readings and have your own unique spin on that. So give us a little insight into that, and then let's do a couple of readings.
Well, you know what? I believe that everything is energy, from the chair that I'm sitting to the people I'm calling in, to the money that's going to change hands, to the joy I'm going to feel, right? There's a real resonance to it. And so when I'm talking with women about feminine power, I'm really talking, like Margie, where is the power in our body? How can we feel this? How can we tap into what is innately already ours and bring it out in a more joyful way? And so, you know, Circle enables us to come into connection with other women so that we get to feel that we are part of something, and that our uniqueness has a home, right, with other people, in communion with other people. So important. And so the energy of all of that is, how do I have enough energy to do what I need to do, as well as be the mum, as well as be the worker, as well as be a sister and a friend, and do you know what I mean? Like the hats of women go on and on and on, you know, like, you remember Dr. Zeus, and he was always pulling up, you know, the next hat. And there was little hat A right at the end. We're like sometimes little hat A, and we need to really be able to juice ourselves up so we've got enough energy for everything. So that's a lot of what I teach in Circle. It's really
I love it. So are you using cards to read tonight, Sondre?
I am, as always, using my favorite deck, although I do also have some new affirmation cards, which I got when I spent the day with the beautiful Margie on Friday. So who would like an affirmation to take out into their week, and then I'll do a card reading from the other one.
Right, wonderful. Well, we've got I've got the next in line, because I'm busy facilitating all of the fabulous comments that we're getting here, ladies. So I've got Sharon Thomas has been the next in line.
Sharon Thomas. Well, honey, this is from the Miracle Now deck, and it says, when in doubt, I choose to see peace. Right? So, you know, peace is always an option for us, even even with life and all its frenzy whipping around us, right?
Yeah.
And how we get into peace is how we get into alignment with who we are. We quieten the voice in our head by falling deeper into our hearts and sit more fully in our feminine power. So, you know, if there is something that you're at doubt with, you can open up to peace, which opens up to joy, which opens up to real clarity of choice and a hell yes, like Nick and Michelle were talking about, right?
Yeah.
We want choice to be 100% yes or a no, right?
Yeah.
And that's that can sometimes, we sometimes lose sight of that when there's all this, should I, shouldn't I, can I, will I, you know,
Yeah.
what's actually going to happen? You know, life doesn't need to be so unsettled, because we all have the power within us to fall into peace at any time. So there you go, my gorgeous. That's your card for today.
Love it. That is awesome. And we also had a hell yes from Jude Rangi.
Jude Rangi. All right, honey. Let's just go over to my outlets, because these are my goddess cards, and I am just in love with these cards. They have a real profound way of bringing a lot of things to the surface. So, this is compassion. And these dragons represent, are actually the heart of compassion in this deck. And dragons are very loyal, they're very loving, and they're very self-connected. Compassion is the card, but what they're compassionate about in this particular picture is right here is the pearl of wisdom.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. That's a beautiful card.
Yeah, I know. They're just stunning. The pearl of wisdom, we can sometimes not see our own wisdom. Right? We're quite good at giving our wisdom to other people.
Yeah.
And this is what these dragons represent, is self-compassion for our own wisdom and for our own learning. So, honey, if you're looking for, you know, some guidance this week, tap into you. Look at all of the wisdom that you have throughout your whole entire journey called life, and have some self-compassion for that. Have some deep, loving compassion for that. And watch the magic unfold, because that's also the other symbol of the dragons, is that they are magical. They are, which is quite funny, because that's how we started the call. They're magical, right? The word magic, right?
Yes.
Or, you know, all of our feminine attributes to stand in our power and our values. So there you go. That's a gorgeous card to help you through the week and with whatever that question was. Yeah, so beautiful. Thank you.
That is awesome. And maybe, you know, only because you've led me right in there now, Sondre, the program that I'm bringing to Future Me 2020 is the Magic of Believing.
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right, well, it's led beautifully. Lovely segue there.
All right, beautiful. Take that away then, Michelle. Tell us about your program, honey, and what is it? We'd really love to know.
Thank you, Sondre. So the Magic of Believing is actually a book that I read at 25, and you know, I was always that kid. I was that young adult that wondered, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? That took me off on a fabulous journey, and along the way, you know, lots of books, lots of little pieces of the puzzle that made up the whole of who I am. You know, sort of came along through the people I met and the experiences I attracted. But the first thing that really was just so profound and awesome in my life was landing in India, and a couple of days later, 25 years old. And a couple of days later, in a bookstore, found this, it was a secondhand bookstore actually, and I found this book. And it was, you know, a little bit sort of worn, a little bit tattered and worn. It was called The Magic of Believing. And it basically takes you through 8 steps, scientifically proven steps. It's all about the law of attraction. But the beauty of this book is that this book was written in 1947 or 48. So it was long before, you know, the law of attraction and all the other books that came after it. You know, all those books that we sort of know and love. And it basically takes you on this wonderful journey, you know, teaching you about the power of thought. It goes through all the mind stuff experiments that had been done, that had actually been done way before 1947. Or 48, who knows? I never get that sort of data. It's irrelevant. But there was so much that was already done on this topic way before then. And here we are in 2020. it then goes into the subconscious mind. And, you know, sometimes on the surface of it, when we talk about energy, sometimes on the surface of it, we think that we're striving for one thing, but we drive out, you know, we on that outer level are driven in a whole different direction. And more than likely that's because we've got a different program running in the subconscious and the unconscious. So it teaches you how to make the unconscious conscious. As Russell Brand said, you know, if you're not running a program, that program's running you. And a lot of people don't know what program they're running. So it takes you, it takes you through that. It then kind of goes into the art of mental pictures. It goes into the power of suggestion. It goes into how to project your thoughts. Anyway, I read that book at 25, changed my life. I got to the end of it and thought, oh, well, if it was as easy as that, if all I have to do is change from the inside out, how I think, how I feel, what program I'm running on that subconscious level to become that mastermind instead of being a prisoner to monkey mind, if it was as easy as that, I'm doing it. And it changed my life. It changed my life. It became the foundation upon which everything else was built. And so I was returned to it last year. I thought, you know what? I've run many things, been in the business for a long time, professionally, personally, spiritually. I've done a lot of coaching and mentoring and teaching. And it just occurred to me, ladies, that the one thing, you can do so many things, but the one thing, if you haven't got this one thing, none of the other things are going to work. And it was the magic of believing in you.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that absolute, utmost faith, belief in yourself, that trust in yourself at the core of it all, then nothing else was possible. You can have all the training, you know, in health, in romance, relationships, in career, business, money, you know, in every endeavor we undertake in life. If we don't believe in ourselves at the core of it all, if that isn't the unconscious program you are running, then everything else is in vain. So I came back to that. And of course, I'm a numerologist, Sondre, so I put it together with the numerology. Numerology takes you on 9 key areas of life and 9 key aspects of self. And voila, I'll be doing that, talking and teaching that on the day at Future Me.
Awesome. We cannot wait to see you.
That's excellent.
I know, it's so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I thought, ladies, we've got the next, I've got Mary Dorsey. Is there a Marcy in the house? It seems I'm reading for Marcy. So I'll pull a card there for you, Mary. And what I'm going to use is actually Michelle Buchanan, fantastic numerologist. I'm going to use her cards. Because mine are not created yet. And that one just fell out of the deck. So the 7 and the 8. And I thought I might use the that's our spiritual career there. Beautiful card. As I said, we all have our own unique kind of spin on it. I'm going to go like with the 7. I'm going to say, Mary, that's the cycle you are in. And 7 is that doesn't even work. 7 is very much about going within. 7 is very much about building from the inside out. So, you know, the phase that you are in, and the number 8 is all about career. Number 8 is the journey of self-empowerment. Number 8 is an archetype, is the manager. So I'm going to say that wherever you're at the moment, what would be needed is for you to actually have, again, as the ladies have said, you know, how often do you take that time out? For me, the magic of believing took me on a journey. It began from the inside out, where I really had to figure out, you know, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? And I had to then look into things like values, boundaries, deal breakers. You know, because at the end of it all, people come and go and everyone's going to love you in a different way. And there'll be those that you don't resonate with. But, you know, if you don't love you at the core of it all, that makes the biggest difference in your life. Whereas plenty of people have come along and loved me and it's been great, but it didn't really make a difference if I didn't feel great about myself. And plenty of people have come along and they don't like me, but you know what? I felt great about myself and it didn't matter. So, yeah, so it's very much, there's the 7 and 8 there is very much about, you know, 7 is about learning and knowledge. So it's time to kind of learn about yourself. And when you learn about yourself and where you're at and where you want to go, that number 8 gives you the power to make it happen, because 8 is a very powerful, outgoing energy. So I hope that that resonates with you there, Mary. And 7 is also about the spiritual, but as Sondre was saying, and I had to learn this the hard way, when you bring 7 and 8 together, it's very much about that balance between the spiritual and the material. It's not just about the material. If it's only about the material, at some point we end up dissatisfied and unfulfilled, okay? We end up empty. But if it's all about the spiritual and you don't actually pay attention to your material, then you can't really go very far. You lose momentum, because if you don't take care of the material, you've got nowhere and no vehicle to which to express your spiritual gifts. So that's Mary, and I'll do one for Danielle, who was also after that. I've just been taking the names, ladies, as you've been posting a hell yes to a reading. So if you want a reading, we've still got Nick coming up, and then we'll just all get in there together, and we'll all just give you, another one just fell out there. So this is for Danielle. And also pink, you know, the last card was pink, this one's pink as well. And so I'm going to just go back there to Mary and say that your heart needs to be in it. Okay, that's the other thing about what we do and how we do. If your heart really isn't in it, it's just like that belief in yourself. It's not going to fill you up. So it's time maybe to take that time out to think about where your heart is at, and then go in pursuit of that. It'll move really quickly with that 8 energy. This is also pink. So again, the heart chakra, and it's 4 and 8, which is the financial discipline. And 4 and 8 are very practical numbers. So 4 as a cycle is foundation time. You're going back to those roots. Wherever you are at, wherever you've been, you've now got the opportunity, and maybe and hopefully something's not working out for you. And I say hopefully because whenever things are not working out, you stop to fix it, because we don't fix things that aren't broken. So when things become broken, it's a really great opportunity, and it's a great phase in life to start again, to really have a look at where you're at, where you want to be, what's not working out, who's not working out, what are you holding on to that no longer serves you and it's past its use by date. And, you know, flick and however you do it, going, gone, Margie pops and pods, we all have our little ways that we do, but it's a great opportunity to let go of any and all that doesn't serve you so that you move forward. And again, it's the number 8. So again, and maybe on that heart level, maybe in terms of the heart, sometimes emotionally, we need to bring a practical kind of attitude to that. Sometimes emotionally, we need to bring a practical kind of action to that, right? So you've got the opportunity now to really have a look at your foundation, have a look at your roots, and where are those roots? Because we bury our roots, and the magic of believing, as I said before, is very much about the unconscious. So where are the roots? You know, where are they planted? Where are they going deep down? And maybe wherever they are extending to is just not the right foundation for you anymore. And if you do that, then again, the 8 energy means that you'll really be able to, if you kind of go, yeah, you know what, that is broken and that's okay. It's time to leave that behind now. And you've got this opportunity to build a new foundation and on solid ground. That's the thing about foundation. Okay, if it's not on solid ground, you will be a candle in the wind, blowing this way and that way, depending on who or what is around you. But if you want to be the strong center at the core of it all, then we need to really know, believe, understand, and trust in ourselves utmost, like in the most utmost way. Not mostly and not almost, but utmost. And that's me. So Nick, the fearless messaging coach.
Yes.
Yay. You segued in perfectly as per usual. Talking about 100% believing in yourself and loving yourself completely is the basis of what I'll be talking about when I bring the attraction model, which is about being yourself 100%, loving yourself 100%, because you can only be yourself when you've completely gone through all of your stuff, the good, the bad, the ugly, and decided that that's actually okay. It's all cool. It's fine.
Yes.
And I'm going to do me despite all of that, which I've done before, or that I think I'm not capable of, etc., etc. So the core of all of that is I've packaged it quite nicely for business. You know, it's like all these soul businesses who want to draw on their clients. I want to teach you how to be yourself so then you can just magnetize clients to you by being you, instead of trying to fit into some sort of idea of what a spiritual person is like. or what an idea of being a good girl or a good businesswoman, or whatever idea that you have about how you should be in order to succeed doing the thing that you love, you can throw that all out the window and you can just be yourself. And that makes life so much easier. It's like, you know what? I can just turn up and talk about my perspective on this
Yes.
thing. I can allow myself to be a clear channel to everything that comes through, because I am no longer afraid of having to keep up an appearance that doesn't serve me anymore, or actually something, an identity I have to step into.
Yes.
That's hard work, man.
It's exhausting.
Really so been there, done that. So learning, you're going to be learning from an experienced person. But as I said, the core of it is, it comes down to absolutely, completely accepting and loving all of who you are. And when you get into that space where you are just completely compassionate about every single aspect of you, then whatever you decide to put yourself out there as, the fear that often comes with that, the fear of judgment, the fear of being seen, it all melts away. Because as you nicely put it, Michelle, all of that thing slides off you. You know, you had lovers who, or you had people who didn't love you. You didn't care because you loved yourself anyway, right?
I had lovers as well.
Yeah, you had lovers too. Right? So when we're in the space where we absolutely love ourselves, we can just be ourselves 100%. And then, you know, the criticism will fly, the haters will come. That's what happens when you shine your light. There are people who are really threatened by this light and this magnetism that you hold, that each and every one of us has inside of us. But when you're in the place of absolutely loving yourself, it just kind of slides off you.
Sure does.
So that's what I want to bring to the table.
Yeah.
It's like
absolutely.
Kind of repels.
Yeah. And what I love about you, Nick, you know, I mean, all the fantastic things you do, but you actually also do body tarot, which was,
and I'll be doing that now if anyone wants a reading. So, this is a new platform for me. I'm giving myself a caveat, but I've never done it this way, so let's give it a go.
Excellent. Okay. Well, we're going to read for. How about Angela?
Yep. So Angela, if you can just firstly close your eyes, put your feet on the ground. So hopefully you've got bare feet, flat on the ground, close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. And I'm just going to be reading into your energy of your body. And I'm assuming that you're giving me permission to do that. So taking nice 3 deep breaths. Nice and slow, clearing your mind, just focusing on your breath coming in and out of your body. Okay, so whatever the question was that was coming through to me, I just have the sensation right up through the left-hand side of my face and especially behind my eyes. So what that says to me, or what's coming through, is that there's something here in the present time that you're not willing to look at. And if you were to just take a closer look at that thing, and the reason that you might not be doing that is from fear, hence the trembling. It was like and the mouth was moving too. It was like, oh God, I don't want that kind of feeling. If you were to just take a look at that, all of that fear will release and you'll have a clarity on where to step forward on your next step. So you might be at a crossroads now, or there might be something that really needs to change. However, the first step you have to do is take a look at that thing that you're most scared of looking at. And what I would say for you is grab a trusted friend that you can just chat to, or a circle, or any one of these ideas that we've chucked out today, where you can feel the support of being heard authentically and not being judged. That's really going to allow you to feel safe to look at this thing that is actually, you're blocking it from your vision, but it's the one thing that has to be handled right now for you to move forward with confidence that you're making the right decision. Having said that, there are no wrong decisions in your life, but it's the decision that you have to make now spiritually that will lead you in the direction of either learning more that you need to learn, or on the direction of your soul's purpose and your spiritual path. So whatever that may mean to you, it actually might have something else as well to do with voice and being heard and communicating to someone, because all of the sensation, was right through here, through the jaw, trembling through the jaw, holding through the back, and especially vibrating behind. So looking back at the past might also be part of that reading. There's something that you have to address and you have to speak and you have to communicate about something in the past you need to look at in order for you to release it, move it out of your body and your cells and out of any future decisions that you are going to make. And that's going to gain you clarity in order to move forward so that you feel more comfortable with the decision that is coming for you right now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Drop all that to the earth.
Yes.
And if you're feeling that, you can just shake it out.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you, Nick. And Nick, we've got lots of requests here, so let me just, and lots of feedback, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's, we might do Victoria Newcomb, if Victoria's still on.
Okay.
Do a body reading for Victoria. Let's see if I've got some feedback.
Okay, Victoria Newcomb, if you're online, just take a nice deep breath, feet flat on the ground. Nice deep breath all the way from your soles of your feet through all of your body. Concentrating all of your mind just on breath and being present right in this moment now. Okay, so I'm sensing that right now you are in a very stable place in your life, which is awesome. However, there could be a little bit of frustration from this feeling of that you're not moving forward and you're feeling a little bit stagnant. So there's safety and security, which are beautiful things. Foundation is really great for us to feel like we can move forward. But if we hang out in that place of comfort for too long, we can't grow anymore. And so what was vibrating in my body was this real beautiful heaviness down near the root chakra, but also this darkness doesn't mean a bad thing, but this is how I sense it. Darkness and it's like a stale air room inside of the womb space, which is your sacral chakra and your creative space. So yes, you might be in this beautiful place where your foundation is really laid down, but now it might be time to ask yourself, what is it that I would like to create in my life that will bring me more joy and happiness and step me forward into more of the most amazing kick-ass human being that I'm meant to be in this world? Because then when we have that and all of that is flowing and you're supported by your foundation, which is amazing, once you decide to do that and you let those juices flow and you let everything move through that sacral chakra, your root chakra is already supporting you to do that, and poof, something beautiful is going to be created for you. But the first thing is to ask yourself that question: what would I love to create? What would bring me absolute joy? And then to dare to walk forward onto that pathway so that those things can just be birthed from you. If you've had children, this probably makes more sense. I always laugh when I say birth because I've never had children before, but this is what I imagine it must feel like. Coming all the way, that energy coming all the way through, and then, whew, and the first thing first is that step into whatever it is that you wish to create. So lovely that you have a great foundation, but time to shake it up a little bit. So if you're just hanging out in comfort, that's cool, and you can stay there. But what will bring you the most joy is if you start creating some really beautiful things that bring you joy. Remember that no one else is in the picture here. You're not asking to bring joy to other people around you or your friends or your family. It's just purely for you. And this is going to get you moving and expanding your energy and expanding, letting you step more into the purpose of why your spirit is here on this world.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to go get a body tarot done.
I know. Well, I've just had Angela, who you read for before, say thank you so much. Really, wow, wow, wow. So lots of great comments though for all of our beautiful ladies here. So Future Me 2020, it's on next Sunday. It's a great day. It's from 10 till 4. Tickets are only $99. Includes a 15-minute oracle healing reading, gives you access to our Future Me stage, all of the speakers, including us. Again,
those guys.
The other way. Well. All these fabulous ladies, 12 speakers getting up on stage, and as I said at the beginning of the session, deeper also coming into the space and doing some sound healing. We've got some holistic stalls. We're going to be teaching as well, though it's not just about speaking, it's interactive, it's active, there's lots of engagement and, and lots of, truly connecting in that authentic. We create a sacred space. It's really as simple as that. We're going to pop the link into the post, and if you are on the Mornington Peninsula or if you are in Melbourne, we would really, we'd ask you to come along if you are sitting in that space of where to next, what is my next step? And if you need some encouragers behind you to help you take that next step, then, we are the team that you want to have on your side. We are absolutely all about how can we help, how can we serve, how can we share what we know.
Yeah.
Can I share what we know? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I add something? There's also when these events occur and everyone's like, yes, I'm coming. And then they don't tend to they're very unsure. And again, it could be that fear. It's like Nick said, that fear, it's about stepping out and embracing it. And what if that fear is really, something else like excitement and something new?
Yeah.
And you're surrounded, and like it is genuinely surrounded by people that will hold space for you.
Yes.
And I remember, I know I say this in circles myself, that I wish my mum had somewhere to be or go, just to be able to be your true self, So, there's nothing to, even if you're like, oh, what's going on, just come, because you'll work it out when you get there. There's, no wrong or right. And
it's great that you said that, Margie, because I guess the important thing to note, ladies, is that whenever things are changing, even when they're changing for your greatest good and your bestest self, there is that choking kind of feeling, right? So I thought what we would do, ladies, we've got so many ladies out there wanting a little bit of insight. How about for each of these ladies' names that I read out, because we do love to give as many ladies readings in SCD as we can every Sunday night. So how about I read out the name and we all just pull one card and say a couple of sentences, and that's your reading, ladies out there. We've got Bella Boo. And she asked for a reading. So let's all tune in the way that we do, and whoever gets the message first just goes.
Heart heavy. So just allowing your heart to open up and be lighter. So doing things that are really fun for you and joyful for you, and allow you to be playful and childlike.
I got journey. So, do things a different way. Do something different. When we're on a journey, sometimes we feel like we become into a habit and we've got to do things the way that we were taught. Do it your way, because we become that robotic, or that, we're creatures of habits, and, just do something totally different, because it just take a new road, believe in yourself. Be in that part, like as I see the road here, it's like, and there's a light there. So take that journey, whether it's to work within yourself, which is always working within so the outer can just flow. So, the journey ahead, there is light. So, just take a different road. Just drop that one, go that one. You're entitled to change.
That's awesome. And I actually got 6 and 7. The physical activity, but it's also the purple. So the first thing that occurred to me was the intuition, to trust your intuition on that journey that Margie's talking about. And also 6 is very much about unconditional love and forgiveness. And then the 7, you've got the 7 as well, which again is about that knowledge. So what if the journey that you are in and on at the moment actually requires a little bit of forgiveness, forgiving yourself for we kind of are always filled with should have done, could have done, would have done. How about just forgiving yourself for however the hell it was done? Because here you are now, and you've got, as Margie said, choose again. The road ahead is up to you.
I love that. Choose again.
Oh, look at that card.
Wow.
Is child design, right?
Playfulness.
When we're a child, like when we're in our heart, we're open to curiosity, we're open to new ways of doing things. And this child particularly is holding on to a gem.
Oh.
Right? And so the gem of wisdom, like sometimes these things
which is the number 7.
Whatever it was that hurt our heart, made it heavy. And yet as we actually go into that very thing that we're trying to avoid, that's when the most lightness comes. because we're able to really see ourselves and witness ourselves, and then move forward with childlike curiosity, open, willing, you know, and just playful and having fun.
Yeah.
I'll have some of that. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have some of that. That is awesome. Okay, Annabelle. Annabelle, we're going to also each go into our thing and draw something for Annabelle. Oh, something fell out there for me. Self-love, number 61. And it's just, well, it kind of follows on from what Sandra was saying with the orange and is that sacral chakra, the inner child, the creativity, the orange, the creativity. And again, number 6, you know, number 6 is the journey of self-acceptance, and number 1 is new beginnings. So you can certainly, I know for myself that the minute in numerology, there's the part of your profile called the first key, and whatever whatever that energy is that's there, it's what you must do. You must be that personality. You must do that thing to move forward. And the number 1, if it's the number 1, and mine is the number 1, it's always about, I can sit there in victim, I can sit there in martyrdom, but nothing will change. But the minute I kind of step up and stand up for myself, then I actually initiate new magical beginnings for myself. So, you know, self-love is, I know it's a cliche, but honestly, it's such a powerful tool. It's a superpower. It moves you forward.
I got healing. So that's interesting, isn't it? So, you know, any past wounds that are there, they don't have to be there forever. For me, it's like when you actually, something has occurred and there's a wound, you've moved from it. It will shake and shift. And the more that you acknowledge that and care and have gratitude and love for yourself, the wound will then become less and less. You will have a story for sure that you may be able to pass on to others, or know that anyone that comes that has an experience, you will be able to share the ability of how you shifted and changed and how you can turn in with inside yourself and really appreciate all the good, bad and ugly. So, you know, the good and bad and ugly is something that will come up all the time. And no matter how much work we do on ourselves, and different wounds come up in different layers, you know, just continue that self-healing with yourself, or go and seek someone that will assist you, because for me, I can't do it on my own, and I do what I do, you know. So it's like lean on somebody that can assist you, because once that healing and self-love comes in, you know, and you confront it, lots of magic will occur.
Yeah.
So,
I am following. Oh, yes, go, Sandra.
Sorry,
no, it's perfect.
So what I got for Annabelle was wind. So again, this is all projected in the mind. So, and the card is actually illusion, right? Because sometimes we can be stuck in our own thought pattern, you know, and what is wrong is always available to us, but so is what is right. And in this card, she is standing here, you know, pushed against her umbrella against this perceived storm, right? Which really isn't there, because the sunshine is there at the same time. So it's how willing are we to open up to the storm of life to find our own sunshine? To come into the healing that we're talking about and the opening of who we are and what we're becoming.
Love it.
Spend a lot of time looking at the past and trying to work it all out, but really at the end of the day, it's more about who we're becoming, so that we can really settle in to the fullness of the picture, both with the light and the dark, the good and where focus goes, energy flows. And if you want things to move, you've got to look where your focus is going. But this one says it's an illusion, honey bun. So Annabelle, have a look at what's really not true about the situation at the same time. Lots of love it.
The feeling I got was just a feeling of a hand underneath the sacrum. So if you can imagine, like someone cupping you just there, that is support. So it aligns with everything that we're talking about, the self-healing. Stop trying to do it by yourself, because you're going around in circles. And as soon as you have that trusted someone, or someone who can hold you in that space, in a very sacred space, and can give you that support to move you forward through that thing, it's going to be so much easier. So start asking, calling in that person for you, or if you already know them, then that's the way.
Wonderful. So, ladies, we're just going to do one more and then we are out of here. Gosh, we've read for a lot of people this evening. It's been absolutely awesome. But, you know, we really wanted to. We've had some great feedback. You know, we've had one of the ladies say that this is a fantastic Zoom. So we're very happy about that. Yay.
Yay.
So we're just going to all pull a card for Gay.
Gay.
Gay Marie. Gay Marie. Yay.
What's his last name, sorry?
I think it's Gay Marie.
Gay Marie. Wow.
I'll double check that.
All right. I'm going to go to a different pack of cards.
Oh, wonderful.
These are my little Buddha insight cards.
Oh,
I know.
aren't they cute?
Love them.
They go around in my handbag whenever I'm looking to tap in.
Yeah, Gay
In
Marie.
my back pocket, so to speak. So there you go. Sorry, I have to giggle because this card is prosperity.
Oh.
Okay, and I'm all for prosperity. I'm all for women becoming fully who they are, exploring their gifts and having the pathway to wealth. Like that's just me. So, and in fact, this actually says, Gay, it is time to map a path. Follow the choice, recognizing your inner strength. You know, like what we've all been talking about is how do we get to the heart of who we are? How do we get to the heart of who we are? How do we express that in the world? So, you know, you have an inner strength. We all have a strength, you know, and it's just a matter of polishing that child's stone, you know, that child gem in us and being curious and open to what's really there. It says, look at wealth, power, and higher principles, right? So to attract wealth, to bring wealth, and to call in our prosperity, right? You know, there's so much more circulating this world, this planet right now as an energy. So look at what your thoughts and beliefs are around money. Where is it not connecting to the true essence of who you are and reflecting the wealth that you have to offer? It says, by your actions, be an inspiration to others.
Love it.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah.
I'll just show you that one there. So it's
Wonderful.
a beautiful thing. So there you go.
I got creativity.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and it's exactly like Sandra said, you know, it's like that prosperity. What can you create? Are you stuck on, or just take that risk and create, because energetically then you will be more joyous. It will make your body more happy, and you'll be able to create something new for yourself, not just for others. It's about having that potency, and the potency is the magic that you have and what you can actually be able to do. And also, as you know, the creation is, it's going to be peaceful. It's going to be ease. It will be gliding. You have a person that's dancing in the background. You have a person that's creating some music but looking so peacefully. So whatever you're choosing, create, because it won't lead you astray. It will actually create money, like Sandra, that prosperity. And exactly like I said, what are you not looking at? What are the restraints there? Is it real? And if it's not real, as I say, pot and pocket, and just, which means get rid of it, and then just create, because there's a lot of magic within that, and you'll be surprised. Everything's always the opposite of what it appears to be. So,
that's awesome. Well, I got, I'm always moving in the wrong direction here.
Synchronicity.
Last night was terrible.
Synchronicity.
I know.
Synchronicity.
How funny is that? So synchronicity. So it's about bringing, you know, age is about power. We learn how to manage our power. There's so many different levels of how we use our power, but it's to be neither disempowered nor overpowering. It's really about empowered from the inside out. If you bring your empowerment together with the number 7, which is the high priestess, and all about that intuition. And to me, synchronicity is saying that wherever you are at, as Sandra said and Margie said, wherever you are at, the next steps are already appearing before you. The signs and symbols are all around you. And when you are really in tune with that, that's what synchronicity is. You know, it's hard work, meeting opportunity, but when you've got that faith, belief, trust, again, in yourself, you know that the step's going to appear the minute you are ready to take it. And I feel like you're in you're in that kind of space, that if you really listen to what's around you, you know, see and feel, yeah, the timing's great to really move ahead.
Yeah.
I got a little feeling of being pulled back by the neck. Ooh. But what this meant to me was actually, it tied in very nicely with what Margie said. It's about your creative expression. Maybe you have a song within you, or a poem within you, or just something you desperately want to say or write down. It's time now for that to be released. And I don't know whether that was created by someone or from a past, or whether it's from yourself. But it's time to just drop that, get it out of you, and move some of that by using your voice in fun ways. I would say singing, because singing is so light. It's so light, and it just moves loads of energy, and you don't need to sound good. You just need to do it because it's fun. But if that's a bit too scary, then just writing down something, but saying it back to yourself. So you're actually starting to use your voice in a way that is authentic. So what you think and what comes out of your mouth and what you do is going to be all aligned.
Lovely. Spiritual Events Directory, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We love coming into this space. It's so much fun, and we get to you know, meet new people each and every week and invite you into our wellness community. If you are looking you know, for more, and what we are bringing you in this session is something that you are looking for and you resonate with, then come and join us over there. We'd love to see you at Future Me, as we said, and also, you know, there's a whole bunch of you that wanted a reading that we haven't had time to read for, but you know, one or all of us might pop onto the page and put a little card on there for you, and a little blurb, so that you get a little something too. So thank you. We've gone over time. Thank you for being patient with us. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay! Did we have fun, ladies?
Oh,
So
yeah.
much fun.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.